Oh, hello. So I'm going to start this painting. I can be heard better this way. I am going to do this little painting on this large canvas. And I'm going to do that because I think that this painting turned out pretty nice. And I do like how it's turning out. And I want to just do a large painting of it because all the elements work really well. So my purpose here is to just kind of walk you through what I do in a live, on this live YouTube place, how I get started. So I'm going to be staining the canvas, and I'm using burnt sienna because burnt sienna for Greece is the perfect color to stain your canvas. Where I am in Greece, it's a very warm colors, kind of dry, and really quite beautiful. So you just take some burnt sienna and with some of your turpentine or whatever solvent you're using, and just place it over the top. Don't really want to use too much solvent. I hope you guys can hear me. But you need to use some to get the paint moving around. Doesn't have to be pretty. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just letting go of our preconceived limitations. Especially if you're like me, who wants everything to be exactly right and perfect, let's say. I used to be more like that, but I kind of got rid of it when I learned how to paint, because I understood so many things that oh, hello, Eva. That's burnt sienna. It's one of my favorite colors, and it's great for staining your canvas. So here's the trick. You put the color on, and then you get a lint-free piece of cloth. This is an old sheet that I just tore up and I use. And you just come in and wipe off the extra. Okay, you just wipe it off and you're left with a stained canvas. Okay. And from here then, I'm going to begin to draw in. Again, I wish I had a way to show, this is what I'm going to be painting, this painting here. I was kind of finishing it up Sunday on my very first live stream, so you know, here I am again. I really enjoyed doing it. It was so nice meeting you and speaking with you. I wish I could put this somewhere so that you could see it. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's nice to have you here. So the next step is to get a sense of where everything will go. And I'm just going to copy that painting. I don't even need to look at my reference photo anymore. You can see this whole painting, the entire painting, from beginning to end of this one here. On my YouTube channel, which is called 3 Easy Steps. There were 4 videos that I did going through the very beginning all the way to the end, or nearly to the end. Okay, so the first place is to get a sense of where everything is going to be. My horizon line here. And I'm just using the burnt sienna just to draw over this first staining of the canvas. You don't want to go in and paint on a white canvas. At least I don't. Some people actually do prefer it, but I do not. Just getting, this will be the tree here. if I can get that right. All right, just trying to get some measurements in so I get this right. If I divide this up into the rule of thirds, I'm not doing it, I haven't done it really on this one because I've already done it. And this painting, my demo, the study that I just showed you before, is right on target. So here's my crosshairs. And this is where I want the little seagull to go right here in this spot. So that's looking pretty good. About from there to there. Just doing some measurements. It's just below. Big rock formation, which is basically a triangular shape. And this part here is triangular anyways. So getting about the same angle. Okay. Okay, so from here, okay, and here's the water, the rocks. Start getting some play area in here. I've got the background trees here. Okay, so I'm going to go in Could even go lower. Okay, so I have this background area basically in place. All of this is in shadow, so it's all darks. Okay, this is basically the setup. So I have here in the Fibonacci spot, we'll go that beautiful little seagull. Right about there. And the rocks coming through and things like that. So that's basically how I set up. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm not able to keep up. You like seeing how this starts out? Hello. OG1 Kenobi. Yes. One of my favorite characters, Obi-Wan, but you're OG1, right? If I can see that right. Anyways, the point is to just really get an understanding. And since I've done this painting first in the Notan, then with the hold on, it's hard to paint and talk at the same time. First with the Notan and then with the color sketches that I did. And then with this oil painting, this is the painting that I'm doing for those of you who just came on. I'm just doing a larger version. I quite like the way this turned out. So, so that's what I'm doing. And this is just how I set it up. Because I did so much work on this, you guys, again, I'm going to say you can go and see the videos. I have a 4-part videos series on my YouTube channel that goes from the beginning to end of how I actually set it up. Where do I find this spot? How do the geometrical design that's happening in the painting, you know, all these different shapes, the geometrical shapes and how they work, all pointing towards this seagull that will go in at the end. So anybody can learn to paint. Anybody can do this. Anybody. It's like learning how to walk. We all do it eventually. And you know, once you begin to walk, then you can explore and do all sorts of fun things. So, so yeah, anybody can learn to paint. Anybody can learn how to do this. It's not difficult. It's actually pretty easy. And if you can get yourself started, then your paintings just get so much better, much faster than you could possibly imagine. So all of this area is in shadow. I'm just using the burnt sienna. We're roughly putting it in. Roughly getting it going. Not worried about what it looks like. Not worried about if I've got things all set up the way they're supposed to be. I love this. This rock here, this one has an interesting dynamic to it. And is used as a pointer, you know, and saying, go this way. And I love it. Just from the reference photo, for those of you who don't know me, I'm on a tiny little Greek island. That's where I live. But why did you choose that undercolor? I choose burnt sienna because I live in Greece on this little Greek island. And everything here in my landscapes that I'm painting here on the island is oozing warmth. It's just warm. And you get that sense of it being a hot summer day. And so I use burnt sienna because it is probably the basic orangey earth tone color that is all over this country. And that's why I use it. For many of my just get that feeling in there as well. Let's see how I'm going to work with that later. That's why I use it. Another color to use is raw umber, but I use raw umber for cooler scenes, like if it's a morning, just to get that feeling of you know, that underlying feeling. You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. Stewie Arch. Stewie, right? Am I saying that right? If I mispronounce your names, please forgive me. Okay, so what I want to work on here now is getting the darks even more dark. So I am going to be mixing in. I'm going to be adding ultramarine blue. I have no affiliation with any of these companies. This is a French company. And I'm also going to put out on my palette. Here, let me show you my palette, if I can. There we go. Well, over there. I've got the darks, my darks on that side. So I'm just going to mix up a dark. So I'm ultramarine blue, raw umber. This is from Schminke, a German company. They have some good paints. And I'm going to mix a dark. You guys want to see me mix up the dark here? Let me move that over there. Let's see if I can get that. So into my burnt sienna pile, if you just mix ultramarine blue and burnt sienna, you get a great black color. And I put in a little bit of raw umber because it tones down the oranginess and just makes it a little bit more cool. And in my shadows here, I do want more cool colors. Sorry about the movement. So my darks, I'm going to put in there. In the background here, I don't want to put in high contrast or very dark darks. I want them from the midground into the foreground. But it helps define for me the movement that I'm looking for. Oops. Okay. There. Just getting the placement of the rocks. An idea of this rock going there. An idea of how that rock is going to be also adjusted. There's some darks in there. All of this is dark. There's things going on here. I'll get back to that later. Just want to put in here. I'm going to not put them in so prominently, you know, because I'm already working on the depth perspective and just getting a sense of there's some stuff going on in there. I haven't picked up new paint because I want to keep it light. Here I've got a little line coming in, so working with the design. So if you guys can see, the design of this is already coming together. Here there will be a rock, another rock, and another one there. I don't want to really get a lot of this going on. This rock here, just doing the shadow side. These rocks are underwater, so I'm not worried about them. just to get a play of what's going on. This area is in shadow, coming to this roundish boulder, which I think needs to, oops, sorry about that. Did I knock everybody off? You can go back in and adjust. Right? How it's working. Okay. There are some of these rocks that are pointers, such as this one. It's pointing up, and this one, and it is like that. There's a rock down here that's pointing upwards. A lot going on. Okay, so basically, you guys, this is how I get started. Once again, let me pull this in here as well, so you can see what I'm doing. So I have already done all the work. I've done my notan, I've done my color sketches, I've worked with the composition. This rock is not actually in the reference photo. It is, I put it in there. I altered the shape to make it more round so that it also plays, you know, it just gives a little bit more interest of what's going on. And, you know, there's some shadow shapes with this and here. So again, I'm working with triangles, a round rock, a roundish rock, a roundish bush, right? And I'm just thinking about the composition and design of the painting. Is this the same process I followed in the small one? Okay, basically, however, as far as the painting goes, yes, this is what I do in putting together the painting. I start with an underpainting of sorts, and I'm very rough and very, here's my thinking, right? I'm working from large shapes to smaller shapes to smaller shapes to little tiny shapes. So I'm starting large masses, large areas, you know, the dark areas, these big rocks as a large shape, not this rock and that one and these little cracks in the rock. I don't even see those in the beginning. Okay? So the process is the same. The painting process is the same as this one. It is the same. So, but to get to the painting process, those are what those 4 videos are on my channel, going through how I find the notan, drawing the notan, what works for me, what I like, what feels good, what makes me hum and vibrate when I look at the notan. And then when I have that, then I know this basic structure. I understand the underlying abstract design of this scene. So I don't come to the scene anymore. I did when I first started painting, but I don't come to a scene that I like saying, okay, this is a rock, this is a tree, this is a flower. I come at it with these basic understandings of how does this scene work? Does it work? Does it have strong design, like this triangular shape, right? Does it have a strong design? Does it all point to my focal point, which again is going to be right here. So I'm creating the darkest dark right now. And having everything pointing, this horizon line is pointing down. This tree is coming down to this area. All of this, even this patch of land that I have created, is bringing your eye up here. It'll come to these bushes and then you can play over it. Here is, in this area right here, is a light side. So this will also bring you to this lone seagull. These rocks here are in shadow. These ones, this is a light area. So it's also pointing. This area is pointing. Everything is pointing to this spot. And that's when you have that and you can find it in your notan and your 3-value sketches, and there are these large shapes, these large triangular shapes, right? Or squares or whatever they are. And they're working in a way that's pointing and bringing the eye to your focal area. Even if it's painted badly, the painting's going to work. And I would say, even if, I really stand by that. These are also darks. I think I might start putting in the sky color. Oh no. Are we there? Are we there? There, it looks like it's going again. Hello? No, I'm stuck. Can I leave a message? Okay, well, I seem to be stuck. Darn.